Welcome, everyone. My name is Dr. Nicole Assisi, and I'm joined here by my colleague, Shelli Kurth. And together we're here with our third installment of how to stay sane in these times of unprecedented parenting.
Together, Nicole are working moms with over 30 years of experience teaching elementary school, high school, and even college. We're also mindfulness practitioners and yoga teachers and practitioners. And we are really excited today to get to share with you some part of a toolbox to keep us sane in these kind of insane times. I know a lot of us are at home with really big to-do lists, maybe a house full of family and a lot on our plates that were unexpected, and that can cause anxiety and some stress. And rather than add one more thing to the to-do list, Nicole and I are hoping to give you some tools that you can use when you feel like you're at your wits' end.
And today's session, with that in mind, will focus on creating some space for self-care, both for yourself and possibly for your children. Our body's built to react to stress in three ways: either fight, flight, or freeze. And when we feel that in our body, or when that happens, it can either feel like anxiety, stress, anger, avoidance, an inability to move forward or get started on tasks. And sometimes when we're in these moments of stress, it's actually hard to notice and to slow ourselves down. So a general rule I want you to think about is HALT. HALT stands for hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. And when you're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, I want you to halt and just hit that pause button. And nothing screams tired than being a homeschooling parent, and especially when that's not what you originally signed up for. So today we offer you some opportunities and some ideas on how to take care of yourself, because these are hard times. And whether you had some recent changes in employment, maybe you're working more than before, maybe you lost your job, maybe a family member has, it's important for us to take some time to take care of ourselves and those that we love. So there are two strategies that we're going to focus on today. One of them is breathing and just taking a breath or two or three. And Shelli's going to talk to us about that in a minute. The other is building a gratitude practice and just getting in the habit of shifting our minds and our mindset to trying to embrace positivity. So that's what we're going to focus on today, provide you some real actionable tools. And to kick us off, Shelli, take it away.
Breathing. Simplest thing. It is the way that we sustain life. But using your breath is also a simple way to reset yourself and to find a sense of calm when you're at your wit's end. The use of intentional breathing as a self-help or self-healing tool is supported by doctors all over the world. And it can be particularly useful when you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed, and it can provide a quick relief from stress right when you need it. I'm going to talk about two different kinds of breathing today. There are so many different ways that you can do this and so many different kinds of intentional breath work. But I wanted to provide you with some that you can use anytime, anywhere, eyes open, eyes closed, sitting up, laying down, something that you can take with you, that you can pull out in those times of pure stress when you're about to lose it, or maybe when you're preparing for stress, or my favorite time is when I'm washing my hands, because I've been doing that about 1 million times a day, like most of you. When I'm washing my hands, I'm doing some intentional breathing to reset my body and keep myself calm, because it hasn't been calm all the time. The first technique I'm going to teach is called diaphragm breathing, and I'll tell you what to do, and then we'll do a practice together. But it's really simple. You're going to put your hand on your abdomen, and that's for practice. You don't always have to do that, but it's a good way to learn how to do this. And when you inhale, you'll inhale a little deeper and a little longer than usual, and you'll feel your belly fill all the way up with air. You'll fill your whole diaphragm. And then you'll exhale and feel your whole diaphragm relax and your belly relax and go back down to normal. And you'll do this as many times as you need to. So let's do it together. Go ahead and put your hand on your belly and inhale long and deep. Feel your hand rise and exhale. All the way out, and feel your hand and belly go right back to normal. You can do this as many times as you need. Like I said, I do it when I'm washing my hands. I get quite a few breaths in there with that. This does two interesting things. It activates your parasympathetic nervous system, and that's the nervous system that can keep you calm, that generates a feeling of calm in you. It also gives you a mindful moment, because in that minute that you're taking a breath, you're thinking about nothing but the breath. And that connection between your brain and your body is so important. When your brain is calm, your body can be calm. And when your body says calm, then it's sending a message to your brain that says calm. You could do this exact same kind of breathing with your kiddo. I call this one teddy bear breathing. And if you have little kids at home, they will love it. It will give you a little break. It will give them a little break. And it's even put my child to sleep a couple times. So when they were little. So what you do, you lay down for this one and you get a teddy bear, and each of you put a teddy bear on your diaphragm or on your belly. And when you inhale, you'll watch the teddy bear rise. And when you exhale, you watch the bear fall. And you do this as many times as needed. So think about when you start to see your kiddo winding up, maybe a little too much energy or maybe getting mad. Catch them before they're in the full-blown tantrum. But this is a moment throughout the day that you can take this breathing, and it's a little bit fun and it's a lot relaxing. And it does that great job of connecting your brain and your body and reminding it all to be in a state of calm and relaxation.
And being relaxed is great because you want your body to be ready to endure the stress. But there's some things we can also do to prepare our mind. And one of the simple ways just to show gratitude for self that I recently learned from a coach and colleague of mine is just to sort of place your hand over your heart and give yourself that little pat and gratitude of okay, I'm still here. I am okay right now, and showing yourself some gratitude. And sometimes it feels like there's not a lot to be grateful for in these moments, but I want you to push yourself. And if it's hard to think of something you are grateful for, start with what you are grateful for that you don't have to endure. So a sentence starter for you might be, I am grateful that I am grateful that I am not sick. Think about it for yourself. What are you grateful for that you are not enduring right now? Once that becomes natural, switch it. What are you grateful for? I'm actually grateful for spending quality time with my kids and not racing out of the house. Try the sentence for yourself. I am grateful for... And you can write these things on sticky notes if you have a journal practice. In a little bit, I'll talk about journaling. But it's also great to combine the practice of gratitude with the breath work that Shelli was talking about. And one of the things that we do in my house is something called heart-focused breathing. Now, the way we do heart-focused breathing is that we focus our attention to the area around our heart. And imagine that the breath is flowing in and out of your heart and your chest area. Again, this is to relax you, to help you deal with stress, to deal with the anxiety or anger, frustration that's creeping into your life during naturally stressful or traumatic times. And so you're going to breathe a little deeper than usual, and we're going to breathe for a count of 5 in, and we're going to breathe for a count of 5 out. So it's going to look like this. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what I want you to do is, as you're breathing into this area around your heart, I want you to think about someone who you're grateful for, someone who you have a lot of love for. And if it's hard off the bat to think of something, remember that moment when your child so peacefully slept in your arms when they were little. Imagine that as you're breathing in for 5 and out for 5. And deep breathing is actually really, really important because it helps your body get oxygen. It needs more oxygen. It helps with the outgoing carbon dioxide, and it shows to slow down your heart rate and stabilize your mood, as Shelli said. And again, combining this with just more positive thinking will help you deal with these feelings of anxiety, depression, stress. Now, if you want to do something a little bit more upbeat and fun and creative, I recommend maybe a vision board or collage exercise. So I'm showing you here an example of what my family did. And we basically took old magazines. You could take images from the internet, or you could draw your own images, take old photos and cut them up and collage them. We actually pasted ours onto an old notebook, then wrapped it in packing tape so it seems almost laminated and all fancy. And my son is using that for his writing work and his daily exercises around writing. Again, remember, he's in kindergarten, and so he's doing his words in there, practice writing his letters. And I'm using mine for journaling and just reflecting before I go to sleep, what was something great that has happened? And just building that practice to build the mental muscle along with the physical muscle and the breathing of just things to be grateful for, and infusing that positivity and mental well-being into your day-to-day homeschooling times of really unprecedented parenting.
We are so very grateful that you're here with us today. Speaking of gratitude, and right now we are okay. We are here together. We're building a toolbox for these stressful times. But also feeling a world of gratitude that we are in this together. So we are with you in this, and we can't wait to see you next week. We're going to talk a little bit more about some of these tools. We'll talk about movement, mindful movement and exercise, how you can do certain things in the day that can help you with ease the stress and make the day easier, and presence, and being able to be present in the moment, and how that can make some subtle shifts in your day as we're in this for a few more weeks together. Thank you so much for everything, and have a great week.
Bye, everyone.